All right. Good evening, everybody. Excuse me. We are going to put up another video. Got a little bit of what we've been doing today, last couple days. Rain's had us held back.
Horrible.
We're all getting ready for bed. It's kind of late. Everybody's tired. So this evening, we have been working on the truck. It's a little dark in here, but we might can get an idea of what's going on. So we got the floor pan cut out the other day, and then you can see today we worked on actually fitting all this, and we got the clamps on it right now to where everything can be held up, and this is fitted into place. It's actually ready to be welded. Not welding it right now because it needs to come back out one more time so that we can paint underneath to keep rust from coming back in the future. But once we get that done, we'll be able to weld all this, stitch weld everything, and then we'll be moving on with this side, getting ready to paint this floor pan back in and go to the passenger side. Little bonus information, we actually recorded what all I done today, and going to try doing our first edited video so that I don't show a couple of hours worth of me just grinding and beating and bending, but maybe a little bit of detail and start doing some edited content instead of just highlights. But for this evening, we just want to go over what's been going on. The other thing that we done after it got dark today is we put line on, I think 3 or 4 rods and reels, and I got all our stuff tied on so that we can go fishing. Me and I believe Sawyer are going to fish a local tournament Friday. So we'll go over these real quick, what we got going on and what the plan is. So we'll just go from this end. This one had line already, but this week we bought several rods. Had this reel for years. Love this reel. It's a Fluger President or Presidential, something like that. The rod, it's a Daiwa. Seems like a pretty good rod. Relatively inexpensive compared to some of the other ones that are out there on the market, but it's something that gets us plenty of options. On this, we have a 1/4 ounce shaky head with an 8.5 inch black worm. It's got a thicker tail. Going to fish Secession, so haven't fished there in probably more than 10 years, probably longer. So this is all going to be guesswork, but we're going to go hopefully do a little fishing tomorrow and get an idea of what's going on. So the one thing, if you notice, this shaky head, if you know anything about this, is kind of hooked normal. It's not weedless. I'm going to try something on this next Abby Garcia. This is a rod and reel I've had for quite some time. I actually rigged this up to where it's going to be weightless, or weedless, I should say. When I push this back through, sorry, I'm not focusing really well. When I push this part back through here, should be fairly weedless. And I'm going to try that out tomorrow and see. Next, we have a Carolina rig with, I believe this is June bug with a ribbon tail. It's probably a 6-inch June bug with a ribbon tail. I think I went with a 1/2 ounce weight. I'm going to try to keep it on the ground, and when we move, let this do its job. This is one of the new Daiwas too that we bought. This one is a spinning reel rod, and this is a spinning rod that we got. Next is another Daiwa that we've got. This is on a bait caster. It's one of the pulses that we done the video about the other day. We have a black and blue chatterbait on here, so hopefully I'm going with the idea with all the rain and cold weather that there's going to be temperature's going to drop, and it's going to be really, really muddy. So it's probably going to be interesting at best to get a bite. Next one, old rod and reel. I don't even know what it is. I got a weightless white worm hooked on. This is a trick worm. It's a salty trick worm, so it sinks slowly because it's weightless, but it gets a lot of erratic action. I don't know if it'll work tomorrow or not, being white in really, really muddy water, but we're going to try. Let's see here. Another Daiwa on the pulse. So pulse that we done the video on the other day, Daiwa rod. Put a black and blue half ounce, I think, with willow leaves spinnerbait. Really hoping the dark colors. Going to probably put a trailer on this. I think probably like a beaver trailer or something like that. Maybe even a worm, like a ribbon tail worm. Just something else for action. That actually may be what we do. Let's see. This one is, I think, another pulse that I have. And it's actually on a Daiwa rod as well. But this one I've actually had for a while. And this is a white spinnerbait. It's got a willow leaf and I believe this is a Colorado leaf. They're smaller profile, so this one has to move a little faster through the water to keep these blades spinning. And I'm thinking with cold weather that may not work great, but it was already tied on. This one, 90% chance will not get thrown tomorrow. It's a Revo on a Black Max rod. This is just a medium diving, shallow to medium diving crankbait. It's got some rattles in it. Succession, from what I know, is very, it's always muddy, but it's also got a lot of debris, wood, stuff like that, brush piles. And with open hooks and something that's running the bottom like this would be, probably just be asking to throw it away or give it away, because the lake is most likely going to claim it in the event that I use it. But it'll go. May tie something else on. Last, got a Daiwa rod, another one that we bought this week. And we got a small Abby Garcia. I don't think it's a Revo. I don't remember what it is. Put a jerkbait on this one. This is a floating jerkbait, or suspending maybe. It doesn't sink. It's got a small bill on it. Not sure the depth, but I'd probably guess it at 4 foot, something like that. It's kind of a dark layout. It's got this little tail, but it does got some really thick rattles to it. So in really muddy water, hopefully it'll get some attention.
Perform well.
Yeah. So hopefully tomorrow, whoever goes pre-fishing with me, we'll be able to find some fish and catch some fish, and then me and this guy right here can hopefully go and at least weigh some fish in. I don't know, this will be my first tournament ever. It'll be his first tournament ever, at least bass fishing. I've fished some other style tournaments. So we will hopefully, I think the goal is going to be just to weigh a fish in, given that all the equipment works right. And the boat and everything's in shape. We got to make sure lights and everything work.
Basically, we just want a place good enough to be having attention drawn to us.
I don't even know if that's it. I just want to be able to weigh a fish in, I think.
Well, that's my goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good goal. But when you think about it, having neither one of us ever done it, attention is not necessarily what I would call. I think I would be really shooting for, if you don't have a fish, we don't have a reason to go weigh in.
No.
So at least if we have a fish.
You get a fish in the bucket, we'll be good.
And if I'm not mistaken, this little tournament, it's an evening tournament. It's got a 3 fish limit. So, it ain't going to be some crazy number. I mean,
at least catch 3 fish. That'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
That would be amazing. So that's something we can plan on.
What is this local tournament like? What do you get from it if you win?
Well, I mean, if you win it, you make a little money.
Like how much?
I don't know.
Probably $100.
I'm sure it ain't a lot. We're doing it more for fun.
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
room we're in here, just so everybody knows, Arrow's in here too. Come over here.
This is headquarters.
Yeah, I guess you could call it. This is my office. But I do a lot of this kind of stuff in here.
We got the big one up here too.
Yeah, we got that one, and we got the little deer up here. Got the first deer I ever shot here. And
We got the map of Lake
Here's the
Hartwell.
maps.
we got the Garmin Echo map. We just got that the other week.
We got a big map of
Yeah.
Lake Hartwell.
This is why I call
The
it
local the local lake here is Hartwell.
We're down here.
And I put this detailed map up. Just something so I'm just studying it, trying to learn, what's what and where things are. 90% of the time we put in down here at Brown.
Brown Road.
Yep. I've personally fished most of this section of the lake. Fished a little here. I've never fished this arm, and I've never fished this arm. So maybe over time I'll get to go up there. I think I actually have fished one of these. Here it is. I've fished as far up as here. I actually fished in a Crappy-Thon USA tournament and wade fishing from here. So one time. But outside of that,
That was a crappy tournament too. This ain't a nice tournament.
But anyway, hopefully we got some good time. We just want to make sure that we bring something once or twice a week. And like I said, we're working on better video cameras or some kind of camera system, as well as an editing platform. And that way we can bring good content and stuff. Maybe it won't be as shaky, or we can cut some of these shaky parts out. But until then, if people just bear with us, hopefully it's not too bad. It's not enjoyable. Huh?
Show them the rods, Dad. Don't just show them the chair.
Well, I'm showing everything in here.
Yeah.
And hopefully it ain't too bad. So we'll see.
Wish us luck.
So we've been acquiring things rapidly here lately. Trying to get at least to where we can have options. So
We get the stuff from the scam that we posted about last time, and we'll be set pretty good.
yeah, he said he was gonna work with me. So that being said, we are fixing to go to bed. This guy right here.
I'm tired.
This guy right here. And this guy. So everybody have a blessed evening. Hope this is enjoyable. If you like it, hit the like button, subscribe, and just give us a little bit of time, and we're going to try to have a better setup so that we can actually put some better quality out and edit some of the extra stuff out so that there's not so much just talking and walking. So I know that's coming. Y'all have a good evening. God bless.